friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 103. Hello, my name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our cat Daisy. And I love to crochet and I love to knit. And you can find all that yarny goodness on my social media links down below in the description box. I will also link any patterns I talk about, any yarns that I talk about. They will all be linked down below. So welcome. Hello, I have some new subscribers. Glad you found me. And returning viewers, hello again. I'm glad you came back. So yeah, I just got back from the 5K. That's why I look so disheveled. It's probably a sunburn. Even though it's cloudy, you still can get a sunburn through the clouds. But I think it's like heat burn or wind burn as well, because it's pretty windy out there. Oh, so new viewers. I work at a nonprofit school for special needs children, and then we also have a day program for special needs adults. And we had a 5K fundraiser today, and I just had to be there at 6:30 this morning to help mark the course because it was raining too bad last night to spray paint the arrows on. And then I came home about an hour ago. Ryan and I have had lunch. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to record this real quick while I still kind of have some energy. And then when this is over, I'm going to go shower and take a nap. Because then I have Mother's Day tomorrow and all the stuff that we have to do for church. And then I have, on Monday, I have a Dutch Fest committee meeting. Thank goodness it's virtual because the room where we usually have our meeting is filled with stuff from the 5K. And then Tuesday, I am taking the day off. Mostly because I have overtime. It's overtime off, and then also I just need a day. I just need a day to myself and all that. So, sorry. Ooh. Let me get my notes over here so I can see what I'm doing. So, in the last 2 weeks, work has been a trip. It's not that we're busy. I mean, we were busy getting ready for the 5K. Or I should say, I was busy getting ready for the 5K. People helped, but anyway. But with the job changes and the restructuring that's going on, I found things out about my, people that are above me. I was just, what? Oh my gosh. So, fist fight almost kind of thing. So there's a lot of tension and a lot of hurt feelings, and yeah. And Wednesday I pretty much spent the whole day in tears because I was stressed about the 5K. Felt like pretty much everyone had abandoned me, and because I was the only one in the office that day, and I was just like, ugh, I've had it. So and then Wednesday is the day we have our public reading of scripture, and I had to do the introduction for the scripture that we were reading, and the one was Ezekiel 40, which is a boring chapter. It's just about the measurements of the temple and all of this. And I was like, what am I going to say about that? So since Ryan's a pastor and he has all these commentaries, I grabbed one of his and I was like, what does it say? And it was like, these chapters are prophecy of hope. Right now, Israel was in exile, and Jerusalem is going to be rebuilt. The temple is going to be rebuilt. It's a prophecy of hope. And so I was like, that's exactly how I feel about my department. Like, we are in exile right now, but we're going to be rebuilt. There is hope. And so it'll get there. It'll get there. So, enough about that. What else have I done? Last week I got up early on a Saturday, like I did today. But I got up really early because I wanted to watch the coronation. As a history buff, I wanted to see it. I may be the only one I ever get to see. So, I mean, we haven't had one for 70 years. I'm not that old. I wanted to see what happened. Even though I don't really like Charles. I definitely don't like Camilla. But I just wanted to see what it was about. And it was pretty cool. And I really, really wanted to see the golden coach that George III had built for his coronation. I know it sounds so un-American of me, but George III is my favorite monarch. And I have not watched the Queen Charlotte TV series yet. I plan on it. Just because George III is my favorite. Which sounds so weird. What else? Oh, we had missionaries come to church the other day. Their story, like, as a missionary kid myself, I love it when missionaries come. I love listening to their stories, what God has done for them, especially if they're in a different area of them where I was. Like, I just love hearing all these stories. And so this couple, their daughter was getting ready to go to college. Their son was like getting ready to graduate high school. Like, they were getting ready to be empty nesters, and they were just like, okay, God, what's next? And he's pretty much like, you're gonna go to the mission field and you're gonna go now. And they were like, wait, we want our son to be able to graduate before we move. And he was like, nope, you're going to Ukraine and you're going now. And this was a couple of years ago. They got there 7 months before the war started. And so, like, she became, like, her cell phone became the number that people would call, like, I need supplies, or my family is in this town, and all this stuff. And so, like, they helped the people in Ukraine get out and get the supplies they needed and all this, and just the pictures. And they were like, and they showed a picture like, this is our neighborhood, this is where we lived, and it's gone. I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just floored. And then as a church, we always, so the Church of the Nazarene globally, we make these crisis care kits for people who have hurricanes or tornadoes. Like, they're shipped to the US, they're shipped across the globe. And it was so cool to see, like, a shipping container filled with these banana boxes that we pack and sent to Ukraine to help these people. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so the one lady at church who kind of heads up that ministry, like, she was sitting there in tears, just seeing, like, the fruits of her labor are helping people. Like, we don't always get to see that. So it was fun. Anyway, but just listening to their stories and just, like, the real people that are impacted by this. like, we hear the stories on the news, and some of it you can believe, and some of it you can't. I know that. But I feel like with some of this, like, there's real people there. There's real people being affected by this, and it's, ugh. And not just on the Ukrainian side. The Russian people are just as much involved in this, whether they want to be or not. So, anyway, yeah. Don't want to get political on here. Let's just talk about yarn, shall we? Let's get to the yarny goodness. I have no finished objects. I've kind of lost my Crojo for a bit, and my knitting mojo too. I don't know what you would call that. I've just been so exhausted, mentally exhausted when I come home. So most of the time it's like, I don't even want to crochet. But there are 4 projects that I've been working on in the last 2 weeks. One of them is a lady, and she's not quite done, so can't show her just yet. What is that noise out there? Maybe Ryan's doing something. Sounds like the downspout kind of thing. Anyway, so I'm working on Josephine Baker. I'm hoping to have her done by her birthday, which is June 3rd. So I have 2 weeks. 3 weeks, actually. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then, excuse me. Although I'm not looking forward to making 18 little tiny bananas. Not at all, not at all. Okay, well, we'll start with crochet. So, I have one crochet project that I've been working on. It is the Stitcher's Rhapsody shawl by Joanna's Grace. I've mentioned my frustrations with this pattern. Yeah, you can't even really see there. That is a better photo, but it's not perfect of what this shawl is supposed to look like. I'm living in my shawl bag, and I have happiness is crochet, because it is. So, the yarns that I'm using for this, there are 3 colors. Which ones are attached and which ones aren't? This one is not attached. I think this one is not. So these are the 3 colors that I'm doing. This is Emma's yarn in It's Your Birthday. This one is Wild Star Flowers, or Wild Star Fibers in the colorway Fallen. And this one is Essence of Autumn in the colorway Hibiscus Tea. I really like this color a lot. I saw they still had some of this at Llama Llama Ding Dong. I was like, maybe. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put you in here so you don't roll away. And then here is... there's the front. Okay. Here's my shawl so far. Yeah, the orange is not usually my color, but I'm really digging this shawl. I really like how they work together. These colors work together. So, last time you saw, I was here, where my heart is. I've done all this. So, since I don't have much of the Fallen left, because it's a sport weight, not a fingering weight, so there's less yardage. I'm just gonna do, they call these the tall rows, tall stitches, tall stitch rows. And so I'm just gonna work these two colors in that. Maybe do another small one row of single crochet with the fallen, just to kind of give it a pop of color here and there. So yeah. So yeah, I'm doing the Stitcher's Rhapsody, but I'm not doing the Stitcher's Rhapsody shawl. Because I'm making it my own for sure. But yeah. I'm considering how much of these two I still have left. I can make it pretty big. And I'm digging that. So, there we go. That is making progress number 1. And that's the only other crochet project I have. My other 2 makes are knitting. So we'll go with the socks because I love having socks on the go. They are living in my Mary Poppins bag because she is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So the yarns that I'm using for these socks are, this is a lavender from Lang Ja Wool for heels, toes, and cuffs. The main color, excuse me, it's like I feel like there's a burp right here, but it just won't come out. The main color is this beautiful color. It is Hedgehog Fibers and the colorway Sparrow. And I started to do a little pattern, like I normally do vanilla socks, just because then I don't have to think or count or anything. I just go round and round. But I decided to do a little pattern on the leg of these socks, as we are all twisted around the cable. Anywho, so here are my socks so far. So last time you saw, I was getting ready to put the heel in, so I've done the heel. And then, I don't even know, like, I don't think this has a, I'm sure it has a name, I've just never found it. So I kind of spiraled, like, every 4 stitches, so it's a group of 5, so like the 5th one would be a purl, and then the next time it would be the 4th one would be a purl, and then, yeah. And then when I got up, when I did like all the way around, and when I got to this section, which there are more purls in this part up here, so it would be 2 purls, 3 knit, and then it switches, so it's still kind of spiraling around, just to give it just a little different look to it. So once I finish getting through the spiral, then I will do the cuff. I think I have 15 rows, not even 15 rows left. And then I'll do the cuff. So these will be longer socks, which I need more longer socks for these cold Chicago winters. So those should be done hopefully this week. I'll work on them more tomorrow at church. So yeah. And then I don't know what happened with my voice there. I don't know. My other knit project, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have this done too, is the Rosewater Shawl by Janina Calillo. She's Woolen Berry. Look at that shawl. It's so pretty. And my thought is, once it's blacked, like mine doesn't look like that at all right now, but once it's blacked, it'll be really cool. So the yarn that I am using, oh, it's living in my Wonder Woman bag. Of course, save the drama for your llama. I do have a Wonder Woman pin. I don't know where it went to. With the yarn that I'm using is this beautiful pastel rainbowy colorway. It is Knitted Wit in the colorway Persistence. And yeah. So here are my Neo Cozy. And of course the yarn is everywhere. Alright, so this is the side that was my Founder's Keeper. So it's here. I've done this. I have about 9 more rows of lace that the pattern has written up. But they do say you can keep going if you want. So we'll see how much. Because I think I can get way more than just 9 rows out of all this. Like, I would like to use all of this up. So yeah. So like it's like once it's blocked and stretched out. Oh. And I'm sitting here like, I'm knitting lace. I'm knitting lace. Oh my gosh. Was not expecting that of myself at all. But yeah. All the yarn overs and drops and knit 2 togethers. Yeah. And there's my cute pink lion. Founder's Keeper. Okay, so a short and sweet podcast this week. Or this time. I still have what do I have? I have my Just Feel Cozy blanket I'm working on. I have my Crochet Memories blanket I'm working on. I have my design to work on. Yeah. And here I'm going to be telling you about my next project that I'm going to be casting on. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm going to be finishing my socks soon, so I need another pair of socks on the go, because I just do. So the next pair of socks I'm going to do are for Ryan, because he is sock worthy. And I just wanted to show you real quick. So my friends who first taught me how to knit and knit socks, she told me this little secret. So you get socks that fit. So this is the first time I'm ever knitting anything for Ryan. Yeah. And his feet are not a lot bigger than mine, but they are bigger. They're a lot wider for sure. So I traced his foot. This is a placemat I got at the Dollar Tree. And so I just traced his foot. Of course, it's not perfect. And then cut it out. And then you mark where the heel bone is, because that's where you start your heel. Where your ankle bone is. Sorry, heel bone. Your ankle bone. Mark where that is. And then, anyway. So, that way I don't have to have him with me all the time. Try these on, try these on, try these on. I have this as a cheat sheet. So the yarn that I'm using for him has purple hair all in it. Which is fine because it's purple. It is Oink Pigment yarn. It's their Targhee sock. So this is like a durable yarn. And the colorway is Plum Drum Weekend. So Purple and gray, my favorite colors. He likes purple a lot as well. But I did have this blue. This is a Lang Jaw wool. Colorway 8112. I'll look it up. I'll put it on the screen for you. But I figured, you know, because he likes blue as well. So I figured I could do that together. Just to give it some really good contrast. Or I could do this gray, which is Huntington Valley Yarns. Again, more purple hair on it. Valley Yarns Huntington in the colorway Light Heather Gray. Boy, where was this sitting that it got all this hair? Anyway, so I mean that would look nice together, but I kind of wanted him to have like a pop. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below what you think I should do, if I should do with the blue or if I should go with the gray. I'm obviously going to ask him what he would prefer, and then we'll go from there. And I told him, I was like, you don't have to wear these to work because that'll be hot for you. And you're on your feet a lot, so that might ruin the socks. I was like, but these would be nice church socks. So, anyway. Trying to think, like, what do I have the mental capacity to work on today? I don't know. Right now, it's nap time. So I will see you in a couple weeks. I'm hoping. Next week, I'll be in Michigan. The next weekend after that is Memorial Day weekend. So yeah, I will be home. Ryan will be gone. I'll have the house to myself. I love those days. I love those. I mean, I love my husband. Don't get me wrong. I'm perfectly fine when he is here. But those days when it's like, I don't have to answer to anybody else. It's an introvert's dream. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. God bless. Bye.